Okay, guys. So let's go on. So if you check df of dot country dot duplicated, it tells you zero. So meaning that automatically it's telling that there are no duplicates. So all the entries in the countries, they are all unique. So we can say that the total number of entries that we have can be df dot df country. We can do it like that. Because of this, can say dot shape. You know, let's find the shape. Um, can do dot shape. So it tells us that the total number of countries uh, in this data frame is 210 because there are no duplicates. So it's 210 that we have. But anyway, there's a direct method to find it instead of doing all of this. It's called there's a method, a method rather called NUnit. So I'll do df and then I will select the country column. So I'll check it and I'll do something like this. I'll do n unique, meaning the number of unique item in a column is what I want to find. What is the total number of unique item in the column? So if I run that, you see it's telling me exactly that the total number of unique entries inside this column, you understand, is 210. So rather than going through all of these steps, this is the direct way to get it. So yeah. Then the next question is retrieve a list of continents from the data frame. So this time we need to retrieve the list of continents in the data frame. If I decide to repeat this step that I just did, just a minute, guys. So let's say we want to repeat this step. So it's going to be df slash it's going to be continents. Then it's going to be dot duplicated. I'm trying to replicate the step I did here so that I can teach you clarity. Dot sum. So there are many ways to run these things for Python. So when you check the sum, so it tell you say there are 204 duplicates. So you know Victor say, okay, this is the number of continents inside this data frame. It's not possible. You get the idea. So even if you do df continents dot shape, for example, shape is a method, is an attribute. It's going to tell you that the shape is 210. So do you see that? How can you tell me that the duplicated here is 204 and this is 210? So the reason why I show you is that in this case, you can see that you get some sense of similarity for the answer 210, 210. But in this, so you notice that the answers, they kind of like they speak to each other, but in this case now the answers, they speak to each other. So the best way to know, okay, what is it to retrieve the list of continent is to use a method called unique. For example, see something df dot what is the total number of n unique for our continent, for example. What is the total of n unique, meaning the number of unique items? Okay, if I run now, she's telling me that there are 6. So it's only 6 continents that we have in this data set. That is just the entries. The entries in this data set is 6. And if you know that 210 minus 204, your answer is 6. But that's not the question. The question is retrieve a list of the continent from the data frame. It is the list of the continent we want to see. This one tells us the number of unique items. It does not tell us what is the unique items. So, but for us to see the unique items, we'll do. So I'll just copy this because it's the same, majorly the same code. So it's going to be df instead of n unique is going to be unique, and then I'll run it. By the time I run it, you see that it has given me the list of the unique items, the unique continents in the data set. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 continents in this data set. Do you understand? Okay, but there's another way. See, that's one thing about Python. Python is it has a lot of ways to do it. So what's another way? Another way I would do it is I can say df dot continent dot drop underscore duplicated. I want to drop the duplicates, and then I'll run this thing. See, is this not the same answer? So on the column, I want you to drop all the duplicates that repeats on the column, and it will give me a series. This is a list. But this one will give me a series of the total number of it will give me a series of the unique continent in that data set. And you can check that. You see 0, 1 to 5. What is happening is that it's picking the first occurrence of it. That's why these indexes are not accurate. So you have 5, you have 2, you have 5. So the first time it took the first country in this data set, the continent is Asia. The second one is Europe. You understand? The third one, which is number 2, is Africa. So it means there was a duplicate between 2 to 5 before it got North America, and 5 to 7 before it got South America, and 7 to 10 before it got this Oceania. So do you understand the idea? So these are many ways. That's why in Python, you see, the end point of what I'm telling you now, what I tell you, there is no one method to get your answer, except that that will be the only way. You understand? They are just so everybody could be unique somehow. It's all about what you know, how you take they apply what you know, you get your outcome. Because this one I do now, I don't feel you say you don't get what's it called? You don't get index alongside, but this part you get index. So because from this place I can turn this one to table. How? I'll do dot reset. No, let me copy the code. So that man not go spoil them. I'll put them back here. I'll do them as dot reset underscore index, and then drop. I want me drop equal to true. I want me drop that row. So if I run them, so you don't correct the index. You can notice that it has corrected the index. So you don't correct the index coming for me. So it's no longer 0, 1, 3, 5, whatever. You don't correct that for me to 0 to 5. You understand? Don't correct that for me for 0 to 5. But still, it's a series, it's not a table. You can still convert it from a series to a table. The hard to say you won't bring them as table. So you can write continent and then understand. So and you can also change the index to start from 0 to start from 5. So to do that is not hard. You have to save just to save this into a variable and then index plus 1. Okay, so I can still do dot reset underscore index again, and then this time I might not drop it. So you can see that now is not a table. You don't turn it to a table in this case. Then maybe I would do dot drop. I want to drop the column index. So there's one thing they call chain. Let me just show you guys. There's another thing we call chain code. Chain code is where instead of writing all your code in one line, you break them down. You go write them from different lines. You understand? For example, now all of this code, I feel break them down. Everywhere we see dot dot, I go to break them down because I know I'm long. So let me show you. Let me go back and restart it again. So I'll copy this code, for example, this one. So where chain code is important is that, let me just type here and say chain coding. Let me just do that. Chain coding. So after I do dot drop, maybe the next time I'll do dot reset underscore index, for example. And then I'll say drop is equal to true, for example. Now when I'm done, let's say if I run this thing, it don't reset them. Then the next thing I want to do is that I want to sort it from Africa down. So instead of it to continue to rewrite my code, I'll do this. I'll put this sign on down. I'll put dots, and I'll do sort. Uh, no, my sort value will not work. My sort value will not work. So what I want to do is I will do dot again, reset. Let me reset the index, and then this time I will not drop anything. So I'll run it. So you see, say that's why I say my code not do the same. This code, it not do the same line here. I don't break them down. If I want to still break this one down again, maybe I don't want to continue. I'll put this slash forward, I'll be back on slash, come down again, continue my dots. What I want to do, I want to drop the index column on as this. I think this as it should be equal to 1 because now column. So I'll run this code. Do you see that I don't drop the index column? Now this here. Hello, we just missed start class. So how many places are in this class for today? Amazing. You guys dropped too. You guys dropped. Fine. So you drop, and then once you're done dropping, and then you can sort. If I want to sort, I'll just continue. So, and let me just continue on the same line. If I want to bring this thing back, I'll just come put them back. So you know that all this code what they do, now one line code, yeah, now one line is supposed to be, but it's too long. Now make I break and come down. So I'll just sort the value, sort underscore value, sort it by continent, and then I want to also reset underscore index, and then set my drop to be equal to true. I think that will be the end of this stuff that I want to do. All right, fine. So this is what I want to do. So from continent, you see Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, and Oceania. So this is the list. This answers this question, which is the retrieve the list of continents. And so instead of doing all of this many stuff, it depends on what you want, Sha. So because of now which I want, let me do all this long code just to get all of these things. It's not hard anyway. So what is the total population of all countries listed in the data set? Total population of all countries. Total population of all countries. So it's just for us to say that we want to find what is the total population of all countries. And you know, say country is not duplicated. So it means that each country gets a unique population. So this one is not a difficult question. No question not hard. I will just say total underscore population, for example, is equal to df. We sum the population, the total population. You tell me what is the total population of the country. Is that you're asking me what is the total population of the world? So it's population dot sum. Finish. And you can say print that. Let's do our f string and say total. This is total population is. So I'm going to copy this. I beg. If you type again. Copy this and then we paste it, and that's all. So this is the total population, about Uh, it's more than 7 million, 7 billion. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is already a million, and then you have 1, 2, 3. So this is already up to 7 billion something. So this is the total population. So create it says create a data frame containing 10 countries with the highest population. Okay, so can somebody suggest how you think we can do this one? Create it says they're asking us to create a data frame. A data frame, oh, remember, is a data frame they want. So create a data frame with a country with the highest population. So we need two columns here. We need the country and then we need their population to show that it is the highest population in the data set. So what do you think we'll do here? Anybody? What do you think say we go do for there?
We use the max function.
Well, for the use mass function. I tell you, I told you guys they talk like a programmer. One time you use the math, where are they using for?
And the population column.
If I use the mass function in the population column, okay. So df dot population
No, sorry.
population.
We sort the population column first. Then you now work with the top 10, that is head with 10 in the parentheses.
I should sort the population column first.
Yes.
Okay, now let me sort this population column. So sort it. You know what you're saying? You're essentially doing sort values. Abby,
Yeah.
okay. So I don't sort them. So how does this help now? Even the sorting guy be safe. I see it blah 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 3 point this blah blah. Okay, this okay. So, it doesn't matter. This is the estimation. There's a way I did it that time. Then no time I work on this data set. I remove this exclam all this thing. 8 point blah 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 this and that. Okay, so anybody give me idea again because she has done her best, but based on what we did, on the say he just did there. So Mona give me idea. Almost a day right or who suggested? Who does suggest man? Who just said something and let me know.
I'm the one that just said something.
What was the name? Almost a day. Oh,
Yes.
okay. So oh yeah, other guys now. You guys are data analysts too. I assume that everybody here is a data analyst. It's just that you are a data analyst who wants to learn Python to do analysis. So you can't tell me, look at the questions, create a data frame containing 10 countries with the highest population. What do you think, based on what you have been looking at, what do you think say we will do? She just said, okay, sort the population because we want to look for the highest country. So she did say, okay, sort the population. But I don't sort them out on the, because she said the column, see what we get. It doesn't look actually what we want. So I need contributions, I beg.
We arrange in ascending order.
That is not it's not a clear route to code. Give me clear stuff. You tell me you are arranging ascending orders. Where am I arranging in ascending order? Where am I arranging in ascending order? You understand? So if you're giving me an answer, I want you to give me things like if I tell you find the total number of country, total number of population in this, you tell me, okay, what we'll do is that we create a variable and then we'll sum the population column and then assign it to the variable and print it out. That's it. That's how you answer a question when it comes to these things. Yeah. So I had sound. Someone say use iLog. Okay, use iLog. So create a new variable, create a new data frame with the columns, population and
Sorry.
country.
Hello.
I can hear you. Just a minute, please. So create a new. So I'm reading somebody's comment on the chat. It said create a new data frame with just the columns, population and country, sorted on population using sort. Okay. So oh yeah, somebody wanted to say something. Please, can you say it?
Okay, sorry. You sort the country using population
Okay.
sending order.
Okay. Okay. All right, no problem. All right, guys. We're done. We're done. We're done. Okay, so let me do what I like to try your ideas. Not that I don't want to just start coding for you. Okay, Cedric said new population is equals to df dot population dot air dot 20. Cedric said that this your code is a cheat code. Is a cheat code. Your code does not. So I'm going to copy your code and paste so that you see the flaws in your code. So I'm going to delete this. So this is Cedra's code. It said new population is DF. First of all, before you assign anything, let's run this one first because this is your actionable stuff. First of all, this code will not work because this is a two-dimensional array because you refer to two columns. So it has to be a two-dimension, not a vector. Yeah. So it's not a vector. You have to put it down. But if you do this and you say dot head, it's not actually sorting. You understand? You're not sorting it. See, this country. Can you imagine? It's a country that their population is how much? How many? Is it not 15,000? There must be something they are measuring this. Normally in country, you don't have point 00 shall. I think there's a missing value in the data set. That's why we're having dot zero. There should be a missing value. df dot population df dot population dot listener. So there's no missing value. So why are we not having it as a float? df dot as type. Now this is what we call casting. This is what we call casting. So let me say from non-pi 64.
I dropped something in the chat, sir.
Okay, I'll check. I think non-pi has 64. Okay, fine. So so this will work. Let's take out all the decimal point, for example, and set it back to BF population is equal to this. So what we did is that from NumPy, I imported in 64 so that it can hold the size of this data set. So if I come back here and rerun this part again, you see that it does not have the decimal point anymore. So I took that away because let's assume it's a population. Population cannot have 10.5 and all of that. You said new DF is equals to DF group by country population dot ed. It's still not going to work almost I think what you said. It's not going to work. So this is the last one I'll try, then I'll try pause suggestion. So you say that let's first of all try this one that you said. You said df dot group by. This should be in a list. Should be in a list, and also your bracket sign is not according to code. Okay, so I think there's peace here. So if you run this also for what you have done, you just the only thing you just did is that let's group it by country. It's still not sorting it. See, we still have this showing. So let me do this, guys. Make I do this guy's suggestion. So he said create. So I'm going to copy it and paste here. And then leave it here. So he said create a new data frame with column population and column sorted on population using sort. Okay, so first of all, what he's saying is that we should find a new data set. So df, our df, and then because it's two-dimensional, I'll write population. And he's saying that after doing that, and country, so let's just put country first before population. So countries, you understand, and population. Okay, fine. So this is a data frame that is carrying all the countries and their population. You understand? Let me go over here. Come up. Fine. Country and their population. So the next thing he says that he said we should sort on population. So we'll do dot sort that I wrote here to give us error. Paul, can you see your code has run into error? Is it still there? Okay. So the goal here is this. I decided to do this so that everybody will know that, okay, it not be like so IDB. Anyway, you can do sort values, sort underscore values, and then let's just run this one first. And see, we have an error. We need one argument. So we need to pass that. We are going to sort it by population. So let's pass it that we are sorting by population. So we run it. Fine. Now we have sorted it by population. You will notice that despite it has been sorted, it's not sorted. It's going from the lowest to the highest because you see that it's giving us 800. So there's a country that those who want to Japan or come. This country is looking for people. See now 800 persons. I don't know which data sets be this one, but in case you get mine to Japan, say more. I like if you go to this place now, they beg you. They go beg you. They'll give you work. They will give you work, tire. Okay, so we do ascending. We do ascending is equals to false, for example. So once we do ascend is equals to false. Lisa, you raised up your hand. Lisa, you raised your hand up. So once we say ascend is equals to false, see, China is the highest. China is the highest. About 14, this should be about 14 billion, something like that. See, China is the highest. So this is what the guy said we should do. This is what his idea was, and it's okay. And the index are not properly arranged, so we have to reset. Let's reset the index. So we say reset So let me change this. Let me chain it. Let me chain it and say that dot reset underscore index. We want to reset the index, and then we want to drop is equals to true. I want to drop the column. Okay, so I've reset it. Oh, where was that just now? All right, this is where we are. Where is Nigeria? See, Anna, you know whoever fail. Yeah, it's Nigeria. Can you imagine? So this is how we get the first 10. So after we've reset, if you remove the country, it will not work. If you remove the country, somebody said, I feel like if you remove, you don't feel, you don't the feel code. I feel if we remove the country population, it will work. It will still work. It will not work the same. If you remove the country and this thing, so what are you now sorting values by? Eh? The only thing you tell me that I will agree with you here is that you say that we can run these sort values on the entire data frame and it will still sort the data frame, the full data frame by population. You understand? But for clarity, is that we are interested in countries and population. So that's why we just split it out from the data frame. So if you tell me if you feel like we remove country population into work, what is working? What is the code that is going to work? Okay, so if this is done, then we cannot do the dot add. So we can do dot add to pick out the first 10. So this is the 10 countries. It's as simple. These are the 10 countries with the highest population. So 0 to 9. But I want it to be from 1 to 10. So what I'm going to do is that then I'm going to save it as highest population. And I'm not saying this is the only way also. I think there are other ways you can also do this that will work well. What I'm saying. So highest population is this. And then the next thing I want to do is that I want to say that my highest population is equal to my highest population index is equal to or plus equal to 1. That's what I want to do in this place. And then I want to say print, call it out for me now, which is the highest population. So once I run it, you'll see that my countries are not starting from 1. The index is starting from 1 to 10. She's no longer starting. This is what this line is doing. The index is like the index plus the index plus 1. That's what this thing is doing. This is more like the index. This highest population dot index is equals to highest population dot index plus 1. That is what it means. Yeah, this is an assignment. This increment of operator or assignment. So this is the countries that have uh, you know stuff. So I can decide to say, okay, I want to since it's well sorted, I want to this chart is too long. Even though I would have plotted it. I would have plotted it out, but the chart is too long. But let's just do that. We can say that I'm going to import maths leave. I can even just do it straight self. I can just do that. I can say that highest population dot set underscore index, set it to be country, for example, and then I'll say it's country now. I'll say dots, plots, and the kind that I want to use is equal to, I want it to come as a bar. So let's run this. So it's going to plot. So it's going to plot. It's going to plot the population of countries for me against. This is 1.4. Million. This is just what it's doing here is that it's trying to scale it to be able to contain this large amount, because this is a large amount. You understand? So the best thing we can do here, we can say, okay, let's plot by the average population. So we'll find the average population of all of these countries so that we can say our chart will not be, instead of the highest population, to be the highest average population. So this is a bar chart showing us the population of the world. If I want to reverse it back to horizontal, I'll just do dot h here. So this is it. Telling from the lowest to the highest, but we can resort it anyway. You can decide to say you want to resort it so that China comes first and then the others goes a little bit. But you could see the distance between the population of China and India compared to United States. You could see how small United States is by population. This is amazing. You understand? So I'm interested in just the ish. So the horizontal way. So this is plot. I can decide to change uh, this fixed size to make it a little bit small. By doing fixed size is equal to pass. I want it to be 5 by, let's say 5 by 10, 5 by 6. That's how I want the stuff to be. So it's going to be, this is 5 by 6, but not really what I want. It's too long. 6 by, let's do 6 by 5. 6 by 8, for example. Still long. What am I doing? 8 by 8 by 6. I want it to be a hand. This is what I want. So let me make it 5. I just made it 5 just now. So what was I thinking? Yes, pardon me. So let me leave it this way. So it could be this. This is so long. What am I even doing? Okay, this is cool. Okay, so this is country, and then there ought to be population. Based on this is population anyway, but it's truncating it. That's why you are seeing this raised to power 9 here. So that's why you are saying it here to indicate that it's up to in a million or billions. Okay, so let's go ahead. I just feel like I can make this thing a little bit smaller, and everybody will be happy that I made it a little bit smaller. So I'm trying to do so that you can see it, because it's not fitting my screen very well. I don't know why it's not. Okay, yeah. Just want to make it a little bit smaller so that everybody can easily see it, because I'm using my small screen system. Okay, fine. Fine. So this tells the story a lot of population, and then you can change the color if you want. You can come and say C. Take C is equal to red, and that should give us a color. What is it? Let me see if it's color that to take it. If it does not work, I have to import. Okay. So there are more colors that you can apply to this, but this is just a normal pandas. This is just a normal pandas plotting. Is no, I'm not using any import library, so I just use normal pandas plotting to just. So okay, this is the population of all right. So what we did dot plot. Let me go back again. The kind is what is the kind of kind of plot I want to do. So there are many. You see when I just do the kind. You see we have line, bar chart, histogram, bars, density, area, and all of that. So I can even do here to be area. But let me see if we have issue. Area will come like, you see, tells us this is the area. If you notice that with what I did, India is no longer showing again because I've compressed I don't compress this thing, so it's actually not the show again. How did I do just now? So if I make it 8 and 5, for example, So it's actually this part is actually covering India anyway. So this is it. You can you can say this is the area map of population in the world. You can give it any color that you want. You can give it blue, and it's here. So you can even I think this has it's not remove the India. It's just the is the so you can give it sky blue. It is the fixed size. So if I make the fixed size a little bit bigger, I don't know if you guys will see my screen if I do it that way. This should be 10 here. I don't know why I always mistake fixed size. I know fixed size is width, float. So I think if I make it a little bit bigger, maybe the India might come out of thereabouts. But this mapping point here, this point is India anyway. This point is India, and then you have US to Pakistan, and then so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actually repeating here, but there are sub stuff inside. So you can also make it line if you want to, but line you don't need line will not tell you much. It's just to map out. It will take out the full set. But on this case, bar is what we need. It explains it very well for us. So with bar, we can see all the countries and then their population. Please, is this understood? Okay, so but we cannot we can see that we don't have title here. It does not have title and the rest. So that's where I would come back here and import. I will import now import math plots lib.py plots as PHA. So once I import this, I'm still going to get all of the stuff I ran, but it will give me freedom to do things like plt.title. So I want to set title for the chart, and I'm going to say that the title should be top 10 Asian countries. Top 10 most populated
Exactly.
countries. You understand? So I can do that and run it. So you see I have top 10 most populated countries showing here, and it gives me the plots. You understand? It gives me the plots. Let me reduce the height a bit. Let me reduce the height a bit to, let me just make it 8 so that it can come absorb up a little bit. See, sorry, this time I want to make my screen a little big so that so do we understand this concept, guys? Now, you see that this thing keeps showing. It keeps showing. So I can get rid of it by doing plt.show. So once anytime I do, if I write plt.show, it's going to get rid of that text that is coming at the top of my screen. So it's going to get rid of this that text coming up. So I'm just trying to see how I can make this a little bit not too big, not too small. Let's just leave it this way. Or maybe I might just take it off because it's disturbing me. Let me just take it off and use the default by Python. Okay. The default by Python is this. So I can make this a little bit smaller also by doing something called font. What's that word? Is it font size is equal to 10? I'll remember if it does not work. Okay, it works. So font size, so to make it a little bit smaller or bigger, then you see here there's no population here, but there's a country. So I can create a label here. This is the Y label. So I can say that the PLT dots Y label is population, so that somebody will know that that place is population. So I will run that, and you're going to see that it has added population here, so that people will know that this place is population and this place is for countries. All right, so this is some, few. It's just basic that you can do, but your data frame determines the kind of plotting that you want to be doing to visualize. And I think you can save this. Only but you can save this. Save image. So I can save this image, and then we can send it out. Right? Okay. So let's move ahead. Any question based on that? Oh, I forgot. So I didn't tell you guys how to initiate an outlier to know if there's an outlier in the data. That one, there's a lot to learn, guys. We can't learn all in 5 days, but 5 days is all we have to give to you. But you don't feel learn all of them for 5 days. You understand? So let's just go on. So add a new column in the data set to record the overall GPA per capita. So add a new column in the data set. We need to add a new column in the data set. And in that column, we want to add. So for this one that we've done, this is the table we can send to people and say this is the table, and then you can send your chart to show that okay, this is the total number of countries, and then this is the chart that shows this. You understand? This is it. So like I said, for these numbers, if we do the average, we can get so to do the average is not hard. Is to sum all of these and divide it by sum this to get the total, and then we'll divide all of this by the total and all of that. So we get the average population, right? So it's to divide. So you understand how to calculate average in this case now. So to get the average population based on the highest we have here. So what is the average population here? So it's to divide this by the count. Anyways, so let's move ahead. But if you also do the average, it's going to come with the same distribution anyway. So by this standard now, Nigeria is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Nigeria is the only Africa country here. So that tells you that Nigeria is very, very is the number 1 most populated country in Africa. We can also find the population by continent. Let's say we want to find which continent has the highest population. Definitely, we already know that it's Asia that might have the highest population. You understand, because of China here. Well, we want to see where is Africa in terms of population in this data set. What is the population of Africa? So can we quickly do that, or we just skip it? Majority wins the vote. August skip. August, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Nobody is supporting skip. But at the end of the day, my vote is superior. Anyway, my vote is, let's just go ahead. Take it as an assignment. It's not hard. Okay, so this one is add a new column in the data set to record the overall GDP per country product. So what we're going to do, how do we get it? We're going to say the product of the population and the per capita is the new column of the overall. So we are going to say, okay, that DF underscore overall underscore GDP is going to be the product of DF population, because that's the product multiplied that times DF GDP per capita. So that's what we are saying we're going to be doing in this case. So we run it, and then once we run it, once we do our DF dot add. Okay, so I think you should be having that column at this part. So I think that's what it's saying here. Add a new column in the data frame to record the overall GDP per country. So that's the product of population per GDP capita. So this is the overall. So that is how we can handle that column. Then this one says, create a data frame containing 10 countries with the lowest 10 countries. Look at what it's saying. We should create a data frame containing 10 countries with the lowest GPA among the 10 countries with population greater than 100 million. So we should find, first of all, we should find countries with 10 countries with the lowest GPA per capita. But these 10 countries that we're going to find with the lowest GPA per capita, they must be among the countries with population greater than 100 million. So which one do you think we'll do first? Which condition do you think we should do first? Okay. Students are saying, okay. Create a data frame containing countries with more than 10 million. Okay, so what we'll do first is that we'll first of all filter. We'll filter, first of all, say DF that give us where countries, where the country, where the population rather, first of all, the population is what we want. Where the population is greater than, equal to 10 million. I mean, 10 million is this. Then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 100 million, right? And then we'll index it because this is okay. Let's just run this first. This is our condition. So it's going to give us a true, false, true, false. So because it's our condition, we call it our filter. So fit is going to be there, and then we run it. So we will now come back and say, I want to have DF condition our fit. That's our filter. So these are countries that their population is greater than or is equal to 10, is equal to 100 million. Right? So this is the country. Why is my mind telling me that Nigeria will still join this one again? Normally, the country that is, see, Nigeria is already here. Fine. Then this is our first data frame. So we'll reset the index. Let's first of all reset underscore index. Then drop whatever is going to bring as true, so that we have something like this. Okay, fine. And then we set it to become our, let's just say lowest underscore, or let's say lowest DF is equal to this, for example. What am I doing? Sorry, underscore. Fine. So the next thing we are going to do now is now to create the lowest GPA. So we're going to do say that this is our lowest that we have done, underscore DF. We are going to sort the value. In this case now we are sorting the entire data frame. Sort the values by what? We are sorting it by the GDP underscore pair. underscore capital, right? These are it was spelled or what? Yeah, capital. So we sort it this way, and it's going to sort in descending order. You know that it's going to set in descending order. So, and then we are going to pick dot 10. So it's going to be head 10. You get it, and we are going to set it back to our lowest. Before we do that, let's reset the index first. We'll reset the index again. I'd like to reset the index and also drop again. It's equal to true. And then we do dot add, and then we say 10, and we run it. Great. So this is what I want. Can you imagine that this time is not Africa that is coming up? And in this case, we would select the columns that we need. Let's select the columns that we need. So in this case, I'm interested in just this column: continent, country, population. So I'm going to put those one here. So put under comma. Okay. This is the ones I'm interested in. And then I'm interested in this. I'm interested in this. This is what I want. So I'm not interested in their bed or whatever that they have. And then I'm going to run this code. Great. So this is what I'm interested in. So I'm going to then sort this one into, I'm going to sort into lowest underscore TF is equal to this. So remember to always ensure that it starts from 0. So you're going to do lowest TF dot index plus equal to 1. So let's print our lowest TF. So this is it. This is the answer to this question. So the population is greater than, or is, is greater than 100 million, which is the question. Is greater than okay, say greater than 100 million. So if it's greater than 100, not greater than equal to, greater than 100 million. Guys, you didn't correct me on that. Well, nothing spoil. So greater than 100 million. So this is the data set that we have as the answer. So with Ethiopia taking the lead, funny enough, Africa, we have a lot of Africa here, that their population is greater than, and see where Nigeria is. So our population is greater than 100 million, but look at our GDP. It's not that we are doing, actually we are doing poor here anyway, because we are sorting lowest to the highest, so can imagine. So we can actually plot this data set, we can plot it, where what we are plotting is, we can plot it two ways. That how do I want us to plot it now? We can plot it where we see the population in terms of the line, how the population went, and then we can now plot another line that shows the GPA progression based on that population. We can plot it two ways. So index it by the country. So we can do two plots to settle this case. Two plots. We can do two plots. So one will be line plots, and or one can be bar plots. Why this one is, we can decide to say, let's make this one the bar plot to show us the population, and then let's make this one to become a line plot that, let me see if we can just run that one, and then so we're going to say US underscore df docs. We want to set, why am I setting the index to country? The reason I'm setting the index to country is that if I don't set it and you plot it, it's going to come out as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 10. So whatever you set as the country sometimes is what it takes to become the S and Y. You understand? So there are many ways to plot. I can come here and say PLT dot plot. and I want the kind to be bar, for example, and I want the S to be uh, um, I want S to be DF underscore. Just pick it fast. DF country. That's what I want the S to be, and then I want the Y to be DF population, for example. But in this case, it's not DF we are using. We are using lowest underscore DF. So that's what we are using here. Lowest underscore DF. And then we just run this. What's my error? Plots unexpected keyword S. Ask your question. No. Hello, ask your question. I see saying plot underscore error. Wait, come back here. Okay, I'm doing fine. Hello, you can ask your question, please. So the length, okay, the lines are not the same. Index, blah, 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 blah. Egypt, okay, the lines are not the same. Okay, so I know the way to solve this is to do index sets underscore index underscore Paul, you raised your hand. I want to set the index to the country. And then I want to plot. And the kind should be line bar. Oh, I think I know what is going on here now. I think I know what is going on. I'm going to get an error. Okay, so I think I know what is going on here. What is going here is that I need to I need to index this out. I'll just index the both of them out, and I'll do something like this, I'll do country, and then I'll do population, for example, and I'll set it to be population. I'm going to just do this and do my plots in fine. So this is just going to tell me population density. So this is for Egypt. So maybe I might not use I might use bar now. Bar chart. So this bar chart is just showing me the population from the lowest cities, the cities with the lowest capital GDP per capita. So this is the population. Now, but now I have this thing. What if I want to plot it that it should? I want to see the line. You get the idea? I want to see the line. I want the line to show so that it shows me a line of their what's it called? The line of their GDP per capita. So I think I can come back here and let me copy this. In this case, I'll say GDP, right? And let's go, okay. Let's capital. And set the industry to this, and I want to do line. Then let me do PXC.show. And then let me do PXC.legend. And let me do lib is equal to population, for example, and then we do lib is equal to GDP. Let me run this. I'm not getting what I want. So I'm going to come over here and say, I'm not getting what I want. But anyways, or is it my PLT.plot that is causing this? So I'm not getting what I want. Okay. No, this is not what I want. What is happening is, oh, now I know what I know. Now I know why this is happening. Sorry. What is happening is that it's actually showing me the GDP, but in a progressive manner. But what I wanted was this. I wanted to plot it on top of this, but the reason why it's not working is because the S as is, this S as is in terms of this place, the Y axis are not corresponding together. So that's why it's not working. The Y axis are not corresponding together. So you could see that if you plot this, on this, it might not even show because of the total number of the GDP they have is about this GDP that they have is 14,000. So that's for the highest. If you plot it here, you might not even see it because this part is counting up to about 100 million and thereabouts. But anyway, this is a data set that shows us a plot data set that shows us, okay, this is the GDP rising per capita. So this is the GDP rising per capita based on country level, and then this is the population showing there. So I think that settles what we want to do in this case. Let's show to do something. Okay, fine. So guys, that is it. I wanted to separate this part. I don't know why it's not separated. I like it being separated. Oh, it's not working for me where I want it. But anyways, we are cool. I can do plot size then. I can do fixed size too. So PLT dot fixed size dot figure. The figure of fixed size again. I forgot it. So it's figure. Figure is fixed size. Is another way to do fixed size, and then I'll pass in what I want, the size of the plotting that I want. So it will make it a little bit longer or bigger, or based on how you want it to be. All right, so the last one for this question: create a data frame that counts the number of countries in each continent. This is not hard. So how we do it is df brackets. We're going to group it by df group. We're going to say group by, and then we want to group by a column called continent. We want to group by continent, and then we want to pick the countries. And then the next thing we want to do is that it says create a data frame that counts the number of countries in each place. So we'll do values, that's what we call values, value rather, underscore count, and you run it. So once we run this, let me see what it's doing. What it's doing is that it is picking out each country and then counting it, but that's not what I want to do. I want to do dot count. I don't want to do value dot count, and I'll run it this way. Fine. So this is what we want to do. So what's going to happen here is that you see that Africa, it has 55 countries in Africa. You have 47 countries in Africa and the rest. So we can also plot this one to show, we can say continent with the most countries. We can do that here by saying that if you can come back here and say reset underscore index. Now, the reason why you do insert underscore index, it's so that you can get this thing as a data frame. Now, do you see that when I did reset underscore index, it not converted this far to be country? Actually, it's not country. It ought to be total countries. Yeah. So what we'll do here, we'll do dots. We have to rename. What we want to rename is that we want to rename the column. So let me do chain code here. So I rename the column is equal to columns is equal to a dictionary that serves country. I want to change this for country. And I want to make it total underscore countries, for example. Right? So this is what we want to do. So we run it. You see that we now have continents and total countries. So I can save this to cont underscore df and set it this way. So it's still going to work, but I just want, for formality's sake, I just want to push this so that it shows that it's a chain stuff. So I run it this way. Then I can come back here and say I want to plot the country size. Well, let's see it first. If you can sort it. So it's not well sorted. So we can sort it. Let's just sort it here. Let's say dot sort underscore values. I want to sort it by total count countries. Then we are done sorting it here. We want to also reset the index because it will be scattered. And then we want to drop equal to true. And we run it this way. Great. So we'll come back here. You see that we've sorted. Well, this case is going from descending to ascending. So let's come back here and make it ascending. Let's set ascending is equal to true, or false rather. Now, guys, this is something I want to tell us. Why change this thing is very important, because we've gotten our answer, is that I can come back here. You see this place? I can come back here and comment this line. If I comment this line, I don't need to be deleting my code. If I comment these two lines like this and rerun this code, it takes it to where it was before. It takes it to where it was before. If I come, you see that here is still country. If I come here now and just remove the comment and rerun it, it makes changes to it. So that's where chain code is very important. In chain code, you don't need to be deleting a line of code that you don't want. You can just comment it off, rerun it. Each time you want to be making changes. So that's why I always use it. So fine, if I come back here and run it now, it takes the new update. So, and lastly, we just go down here and say that this country.def dot set, we want to set the index to be we want it to be total countries this time. That's what I want. I want the index to be total country, and then I want to plot. And when I plot it, I need a bar chart, and I want to do pt.show. Let's call it yeah. Please tell me why is it taking a long time. No numeric stuff to plot. Sorry. This should be this. In this case, sorry. This should be this. Now, oh, great. So here we are. So we can say that this is total number of countries that you have, total number of countries in continents. So Africa has the highest, in this data set, Africa has the highest country, and North America, so these are the position in terms of Asia and the rest. So Africa has the highest country. So you can always come back here and do PLT.S label. Now there are complex way of plotting, so you can read up matplotlib. So you can call this total of countries. Then we can say PLT.title. So you can say the title is total number of countries in each continent. So it's already continent here, and then we can set the font size. Font size should be let's say 10, for example. You don't need to pass it as, just pass it as 10 this way. It will work and run it this. So if we run it, this is where we are. So like we also did the other time, you can come back here and say that your color that you want to do. I set it to become navy. There's navy blue. And you can search online. I don't know. Some of them they have color. So navy blue can do that. So I use you can use green or whatever. So let me just use sky blue because of its longness. Now, how do I change these plots? Because you can change these plots. This plot design, you can change it. We can do something like this called plt.style. Style dot available. Oh guys, I'm tired. I hope you are not tired to the way I am. Dot available. Is this a method or okay? So this is not a method, this is a list. Okay, so this will tell you the different type of plot style, plots you want to use. So which kind of plot do you want to use? Let me say I want to carry this one. I'll carry this one now. This is the one I want to use. I'll come back here and say PLT dot style dot use. This is what I want to use, and then I'll run it. So I want to use this style. So if I come here and run this, it's not changing. It's not changing. I want to change. Is it because I'm not using direct PLT? I want to know if it's because I'm not using direct PLT. Let me find the one that has gray. It's changing. I hope you can see that it's changing. You can see that the font has changed. Let me find the one that has gray on top. Let me find the one that has, let me use this one. Let me use ggplots. Because there's GG on it, and just paste it here. Let's use ggplots as the style and run it. Can you see that it has changed the format of the style? It has changed the format. So these are, sometimes I use the style that I want, So you can come here and play with this and play with it as much as you want to play with it. To look for something that you feel you like and then just use it. Also, we have color palettes. Just read more about matplotlibs and can't teach you everything. So this is another style plotting. So it has grid. Maybe we can set the grid to be false. Oh no, I think this one has grid. I don't know if it has grid. This thing. Let me see if it has that. Fine, it has grid. So I've set the grid to false. So you will not see those line anymore. So this is it. So I can save this and import and paste somewhere and enjoy your life. So you can also change this by using PLTL. So guys, I think we understand this already. Okay. So yeah. Any question? Let me leave the room right now for questions. Any question? Final question you want to ask? Okay, let's play continent right. So I'm going to take it that nobody has any question to ask me. All right, so no problem. Some of you have already dropped already. So if that is all, okay, so I think this should be the end of it. Well done, guys. Well done, everybody. So for we plan to give certification of completion, but we have to check that based on attendance. And luckily enough, there is no or unfortunately, there's no project based to hand over to you to say go and do a project and bring. But it's best you find a project and submit it. If you want to submit a project, you can send it to us that I've written a project on pandas, I've done this and this on pandas, and then send it to us. I think it's even best that way. That for us to say, okay, you have finally learned pandas. We want you to write a project, find a project. Everything, are you here? Okay, so fine. So Arize, what we do so that we can be accountable with knowledge and not just give out empty certificates. So what we do is this: for everybody who has completed the training, it's advisable for you to just get a little project to run, little projects to run to show your knowledge of what you have learned, and then that's what we are. We are not giving you a project. Say go and do this project. No, look for a project on pandas, something very very good on, and don't go and copy code though. Something very, very nice. Look for it. When you're done with your project, reach out to us in the community through Arize and then submit your project. We'll go through it. If it's very good and very nice, you get your certificate of completion. Well, so that's the idea. So we'll send email to inform everybody that this is the procedure. So Arize, please inform me to inform everybody that this is the procedure, that we advise that everyone who has completed the training and gave themselves to the 5 days of the training should pick a project, work on it, and submit it to us. They can even submit it via mail, and we look through it. All right, so that's my take. Thank you guys for making it a wonderful period. We look forward to Python and Pigeon beginning in the month of May. What we it's strictly for beginners and all of that. We already have that set and planned. Uh, all right, bye. So Ariz, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Instructor Gosgi. Thank you for the past 5 days. We really appreciate you. Please let's take note of the full announcement. There was something I pinned, manager attendance. Please send your full name, your application review, your picture, your LinkedIn and ID handle, and your location to the number pinned. That's my number. Send it. That's another way we can check your progress too. Thank you very much. That's the way you can appreciate us for what we have done for these 5 days. Please, we would really appreciate it if you can send it before this time tomorrow so we can work on it. Thank you very much. For those that have not filled the attendance link is on the chat. Can you fill your attendance? God bless you for these 5 days. Hope we all enjoyed our time for these 5 days. Mr. Jerry, Polade. You can enjoy yourself. Okay, I think you can't talk right now. But thank you, everyone. This is to this end. We say thank you very much, and this is the end of the boot camp, the 5 days boot camp. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dorothy. I can see your message. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. No problem. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to follow us on our social media handle and on your LinkedIn post. Today is the last day. Use the hashtags so we can see and tag us. Thank you very much. Good night.